Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I'd like to today finish the supply train setup so I can start loading the stuff that I'm going to want here. And then one of the suggestions that I got, which I think is a good one, is to set up nuclear power before starting to build, the main expansion of the base. I think that's a good idea. Otherwise, I'll end up starting to build things and I could run out of power. We still have the opportunity to build more solar, but, the solar gets put together fairly slowly. And I've decided that I do want to do nuclear power to generate, whatever electricity we're going to need for the mega base size things. It's been great using solar up until now, but I just don't like how much space it takes and how long it is to build, how long it takes to build it and so forth. We've got visitors on the way. When you have nuclear, you really don't need to expand it all that often. It doesn't take up much room. It's very easy to manage. So, unfortunately, we've got a uranium patch down here close to iron and copper. So I think what we could do is, in fact, probably a good idea would be to extend the wall down to enclose this area. And then we could use all this space to build the nuclear power plant because we have a lot of water here as well, which is the other main ingredient that you need. So I think this uranium patch will be the one that we take. But anyway, let's get our train set up. Now we talked before about the problem of having asymmetry in the cars with a two-headed train, because sometimes it's going to come in with this train first. Sometimes it'll come in with this train first. And then my chests will be potentially putting things in the wrong places, right? So one way we could avoid that is to make the train itself symmetrical about the middle. So what we could do is we could add another artillery wagon here. Then we would just be left with two cars, but to carry stuff. But to be honest, I think that might be good enough. In fact, I think it probably would be. So let's remove that one. And let's build a second artillery wagon. All right, so I'm going to need engines and steel, which I have right here. I probably got way too many engines. Yep. All right, let me drop these engines off someplace. In fact, we'll put, actually, I think what I want there is a buffer chest. Don't I have buffer chests? I guess I don't. All right, I'll put those engines in there so that they get added back in, and I'll put a request here for engines. So that way whatever we have in storage will get brought in there and put back on the belt. Okay, so artillery wagon can go there. And then we'll just copy this and place that there. Okay, so this way, whichever way I go in, I'm going to get an artillery wagon on those two. And then these two wagons, we can make the same. So rather than have a bunch of stuff in this one and different stuff in this one, we can make them both hold half the quantity of the same stuff. Okay, so let's figure out what we want to carry with us. So for sure, we're going to want rails, and lots of them. So let's do that. Let's say I'm going to want lots of signals. I'm going to want to carry some train stops. I'm going to want to carry some lights. And large power poles. So that'll give us what we need for setting up the rail network. Outside of that, we'll want to carry laser turrets. We'll want to carry roboports. Maybe I don't need 2 stacks of roboports. Oh, we're going to need walls. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, you can shift right click and left click to copy these things. We probably need more walls than that. Or maybe we don't. I mean, I guess, yeah, I think we do need walls when we're building rail. Sorry, I'm just kind of drawing a blank here because I don't see how I'm going to be able to fit everything in here. Maybe I'm not going to be able to do this with only 2 wagons. Maybe I just don't have artillery on my train. All right, I'm going to empty this out. Yeah, let's put this away. I think I'm not gonna have artillery. So I'll just replace this with 4 cargo wagons, and then we'll make the top 2 and the bottom 2 equal in terms of their contents. Let's make another cargo wagon. Actually, I should be automating the production of trains. Let's do that. Steel circuits and engines. Iron, steel, and gears. Iron, steel, pipes, tanks. Okay. Bring down the engines. We're going to need those. Let's see. There's iron. Okay, this one doesn't need iron plate, but it does need circuits. smooth this back and keep this aligned. There we go. And steel, is steel going to reach? Oh, steel's right here. Doesn't need to reach. Okay, and then engines are going to have to come over here. Oh, no, we can't do that. Unless we use yellow. Because yellow and red can jump over each other. Okay. All right, let's put a provider. And we'll have this do, I don't know, 20 should be enough. Okay, and then this needs gear, steel, and iron. So that'll be pretty easy to set up. Where are my gears? Here we go. Uh-oh. They killed my power. Those jerks. Yeah, I'm going to have to go fix that right away because with no power, I got no turrets down there. Yeah, and that's why, as I mentioned before, we're gonna have to close in the entire base. Where I don't think we're gonna be able to have isolated outposts, unless we could wall in the rail and the power poles. You know, that's a possible that's a possibility too. And for mining outposts, we might have to do that eventually. You know, I mean, I can build a big wall that gives us lots of room, but eventually it might get, you know, the mines might get so far away that it would be better just to put walls and turrets inside or put the rails inside walls and turrets. Okay, so we were building train cars and so forth. I need to put a limit on this. All right, so if I have 20, let's do 80 on the train cars. Since a lot of our trains are going to be 1-for-1. Oh no, then these can be 40. So we'll do like a 2-to-1 ratio between engines and wagons. Okay. I think the fluid wagons, maybe I'll just make by hand. Although it would be nice to have storage tanks automated. I've got pipes over here. I don't think I'm making storage tanks. Yeah, I really should automate storage tanks because I'll probably end up using a lot of them. Okay. So what if we do storage tanks? That takes iron and steel. So let's make this storage tanks instead. Okay. Steel and gears. Storage tanks, and then we just need to feed this with some pipes. 1, 2, 3, which we can do here. Oh, and actually let's put a provider chest here. All right, we'll limit this to, I don't know, 50. Okay. And then let's put one there. Okay, and then we'll limit this to 20, let's say. We really don't need a whole lot of fluid wagons. Okay, great. So I need one more of these. All right, and then I'll put these Destructo wagons in storage, and we'll use those later. So what I'll do is, oh, it looks like I already made one. Later on, what I'll do is I'll build a dedicated artillery train that we can send around to destroy things. In fact, why don't we just do it now? All right, so I'm going to copy all this. And we'll put it over here. And we'll call this main artillery. All right. Now I heard that we can copy trains now, but I don't see them being copied. I wonder if that's a blueprint option. Let's see if I save it. Trains. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. And let's copy that. Okay, and then let me get those wagons back. Where are they? Oh yeah, they're in logistics. And then I'm going to want to make 2 more of them. So let's get more engines. 1, 2. Okay. There we go. And then we need to request the shells. Let's do, I guess, 20 in each of these. Okay. All right, and we want to eliminate that station. Okay, so that'll start filling up with ammo, and then whenever we want to expand, we'll just take the rail out as far as it goes. We stop the train, we let it shoot for a while, and then we go back and continue the process. Okay, so now since we're going to do a symmetrical train, I don't need to fill on both sides. All right, so let's make these wagons on the end for rail parts. So let's do, yeah, at least that's 12 stacks. We'll do 4 stacks of each signal. We'll do, I think 1 stack of train signals is enough. We'll do some power poles. Actually, let's just do 2 of those, and let's do 1 with lights. Okay, and then if we're going to be setting up mining outposts, for example, we're going to need lots of stack inserters. We're going to need steel chests. What else? Mining drills. I think we don't need so many chests. We do need regular power poles, though. And we need twice as many inserters as we do chests, so I think that's the correct ratio there, since each chest is going to have 1 inserter going in and 1 going out. Oh, you sons of bugs. Okay, so I think that one looks good. Now let's set up the feeding of it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 different items that we need to get in here. That means we're going to need 10 different chests. So I think I am going to have to feed from both sides. Whoops. Now I know you might be saying, well, why don't you just have multiple items go into the same chest? And you could certainly do that. But that will result in a problem. And the problem is that, let's say I've got 2 different items in this chest, right? Let's say I've got lights and power poles, and I'm using stack inserters. So if I'm inserting lights, let's say I reach the limit here on lights, I've got 50 in there, but the stack inserter still has another light or 2 that it's holding on to. It won't be able then to pick up any other item besides lights unless I come over here, pick the thing up, and replace it. So that's why when I set these things up, I just set it up with 1 item per chest. Okay, so this is going to be rails. We're going to have signals of both types. And why can't I see those? Okay, yeah, I guess I can only see it when they're in there. That's fine. We're going to have the train stations. We're going to have power poles of both types. Lights. Mining drills. What else we got? Stack inserters and steel chests. And then let's set these to match the quantity that we need to go in there. So that way, anytime we pull in, we'll immediately be able to fill up the wagon. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1,200 rail. The signals are 200 each. Stations are 10, that's fine. Lights are 50, that's fine. Okay, 100 big power poles. 100 small ones, or medium ones, I should say. And then we got 200 mining drills and 200 stack inserters. And 100 chests. Okay, and then we can copy all that down here. All right, I'm going to copy it this way. Whenever you make a blueprint that includes anything related to train rails, like the rails themselves or signals or train stations, anytime any of that stuff is included in your blueprint, you're only going to be able to position your blueprint 2 tiles at a time, or in 2 tile increments rather than 1, just because of the way the train stuff works. So as an example, if I try to move this around, you'll see that I can only move it 2 tiles at once, right? But if I copy the same thing without the rail, then I can change its position by 1 tile at a time. So if you ever get into a situation where you can't place your blueprint exactly where you want it, check and see if you have any rail components in your blueprint. Okay. Yeah, so that's looking good. Now we have to do the rest of this. I think I'm going to want belts, and I'm going to want splitters, and I'm going to want undergrounds. And let's do fast inserters. Let's do red inserters. And remember, this is all going to be doubled when I have 2 trains. I'll do the same with the blue components. So we can add those in at some point. Well, I guess we might as well start adding them now, right? What else? It'd be good to have some radar. Oh, yeah, laser turrets. And then we're going to need lots of walls. Let's see. Assemblers. Oh, and logistics chests. Okay. For sure, I'm going to need requesters and providers. Oh, and I should have bots too. All right, let's take out the walls. Let's put in some roboports. Yeah, and then we should have assemblers. And I'm going to need modules. I might need another train just for... okay. All right, let's do assemblers. These are going to be level 3s. And we're going to need lots of logistics bots. Whoops. Yeah, and I'm still going to need a lot of modules and beacons. I don't think this is going to work. Maybe I need a bigger train. Or maybe I need 2 different trains. Okay, well, let's see, what else do I need here? That would give me 1, 2, 4. That'd give me 800 bots. All right, let's just fill it out with more bots. I suppose when I expand my wall, I'm going to be doing that. Yeah, actually, I could do that with this train. I could make this train longer and include a couple extra cars with walls and turrets and stuff, and so I could use this as my, expansion train. But then I'm going to have rail out there, and then it would make sense to have rail components too. So maybe I should have a separate rail train and building train. Like one train for building rails and stuff, and then another train for for building factories. And that train can have all the modules and inserters and assembly machines and all that other stuff. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay. So let's clear all of this. Actually, it'll be easier if I just pick up the wagon. And then we could pack this one with walls. Oops. And laser turrets. And some radar. We'll need roboports. We'll need we should have flame turrets, but when I do the really big wall, I don't know if I want flame turrets in there too. I suppose I should have them, right? Ugh. Okay, flame turrets, walls, and then I'll need some pipe. What else do I need for walls? Walls, lights, power poles, flame turrets, pipes, rails. I guess that's about it. Artillery. Yeah, we'll need artillery turrets. So let's get a couple stacks of those. And then we've already got lights. So we'll just fill out the rest with more walls. Okay. So let's call this rail and defense. So this will be our rail and defense train. That's our artillery train. And then I'll need another train for building the factory. And since I'm going to have all these different trains, now I could just make one much bigger train, right? But because a lot of my train stations and outposts are going to be built to accommodate 141 trains, I want my personal train to be no bigger than that so that I can fit into passenger stations without without blocking traffic of the other trains. That's why I don't want to make a really long personal train. So we'll have the artillery, so we can go build rail. Then we can bring the artillery train through to clear out distant bases. We really need to have turrets set up when we do that anyway. So I think this will work out. This will work out okay. Yeah, and then we'll have the third train. Okay, so I think this will work. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we got 7 different items on these. And I did it again. So we can do 4 and 3. So that's 4, 12, 16, 20. I've got 22 stacks of walls. Okay, that's 2,200. And then I've got 2 stacks of artillery turrets. I don't know what they stack in. 10. All right, so that's 20. Where are they? There we go. 2 stacks of flame turrets. That's 100. 8 stacks of laser turrets. That's 400. 30 roboports. A stack of radar and 2 stacks of underground pipes. Okay. And then we copy that there. And we copy that there. Okay, good. All right, so yeah, this is taking longer than I expected, but I think this is a good investment of time because having all this stuff set up will make it much more quick and easy to build things later on. And we're going to be doing a lot of building, so I think investing that time is good. And they just killed my power again. All right, so what I'm going to do between episodes is I'm going to remove this section of wall, and instead I'm going to build down to here, and then over and up, so that I can get this uranium patch and this copper patch and enclose everything that I'm doing here inside protected space. And then when we come back, we can get started on uranium processing. I suppose I can take my train down there. Okay, so that's going to do it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.